And that's why they don't wear deodorant in France.
Right, of course. Well, that makes it very clear. Oh, yeah. We're live.
Oh, hey. Hi, people.
How are you? Welcome to our world.
Yes.
Join us, won't you?
Yes.
Please.
Before we start anything, I want to get this out there. Congratulations to Larry and Meredith O'Connor. Your wedding pictures are beautiful. You guys look so happy together. Just blessings on you guys. Just lots of blessings.
It's so sweet. Like, I was crying looking at the pictures because it was just so cute.
My favorite one was when they were having their silent prayer together and their foreheads were touching. Oh, this is so beautiful.
Anyway,
I don't know who took the picture, but I love it
so much. I don't know if you're watching this or not, but we do love you both so much, and we're so happy for both of you. It's just incredible, and what an amazing journey, and what a beautiful couple.
Yes. So now that we got the sweetness out of the way for this hour, let's just jump into the idiots of the last 2 weeks, shall we?
Oh, there's so many. We had to pare it down because there's so many.
Oh my goodness. Can we just talk about another racially confused young person who whiter than me, really, in the context of skin and pigment color? Because I've seen pictures and I get freckles when I burn, and then I get a nice golden tan. This one, he does not look like he tans very well. But we're talking about Sean King, the very famous Black Lives Matter guy who apparently said that he was black so he can get into Morehouse.
Right, he lied so that he could get a scholarship from Oprah so that he could attend Morehouse for, I believe African Studies was his choice of degree. What I really, really love about this kid, it's just, it's like, oh, I heart you. Just, wow, just keep it up. Is that he basically threw a temper tantrum and blocked anybody who remotely kind of sort of asked him about his lineage. Here's the thing. Both his parents are white.
His mom's Irish.
Right,
so,
right.
I mean, we're going to talk about whiteness scale.
But, okay, so now his story is that his mom had an affair with a light-skinned black man. And it's too painful to talk about, so that's why he doesn't ever talk about it. You know, or
okay, number one, here's the thing. If I was that boy's mama, he better stay the hell away from me. Number one, even if that is remotely true, you don't talk about that shit. Number two, I'm going to guess it's not true. Because if it was true, he just broke up his parents' marriage because it didn't act like she knew, you know, his dad knew. But you don't say that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness, way to throw your mom under the bus. Actually, you threw her underneath the train. You cut her up.
Right? I don't even understand. But anyway, go on.
But here's the thing that I'm loving. Between Shaun White and Rachel Dolezal, who are white. Like, if I went up to them and compared our, you know, like the skin color, you know how, like, white people every summer, how tan are you? How tan are you? You got to, you know, check each other's arms. If I went up and did the arm test with both of them, they're whiter than me. We have the so-called white privilege in America, but yet these two people said that they were black and got a better education and got to go on further in life than what I could.
Well, it's not even so much that they got better education. They got a free education.
Yeah. So here I'm supposed to have supposed white privilege. They acted black, and because of that, the black privilege, they got a free education. They got all this other stuff. So wait.
Right. Yeah, Sean King is a very interesting person. I wonder if he's met Rachel Dolezal, because they have a lot in common.
They do. Could you imagine if they got together?
What beautiful white babies they would have.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, because these kids would just, they would be beyond transracial, is what they would be.
Transracial. I love that term so much. I want to tattoo that on myself because it's just so brilliant. Transracial. Yeah. I mean, the guy is a dweeb, and if I were Oprah, I'd sue the pants off of him. Honestly, I would ask for all the money back that she gave him in scholarship, and then give that to somebody who actually does deserve it, because they are who they say they are. If I were Morehouse College, I would make his degree null and void, because he went there under false pretenses. So, there's that. But nothing's going to happen to him. That's the thing that's going to be crazy. Nothing has happened to Rachel Dolezal. Yeah, she had to step down from the NAACP, president, whatever. Okay, so she had to step down. But nothing's happened to her. There's no criminal prosecution of her. There's nothing. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
No.
I'm just floored by this. So these people can lie and cheat and just completely steal from other people, and nothing's going to happen to them because they thought they were another race. No, you didn't. You saw a cheap way to get your freaking education paid for, and you went ahead and did it. You could pass okay for what you said you were, and you got paid for it. Congratulations. Thank you for scamming the system and making it more expensive for people like me who likes to tell the truth and not try to be what she's not. But, right. Whatever. Carry on, people, because nothing's going to happen to you.
Speaking of stuff, people who get away with just about with everything. Hillary!
Oh, Hillary. Oh, Hillary.
Oh, can I tell you my favorite? Oh, my favorite photo set that somebody put together. And it was a 2-panel picture. The first panel had Joe Biden. I love this picture of Joe Biden. And it's him in the back of the room looking straight into the camera, and there's people walking in front of him. And the caption was, "Hi, Hillary." Next thing over was Hillary with that look and said, "I shorted." I love it. I don't know who made it, but I love you, whoever did that.
So hi, I have decided that I'm going to have a cloth with me for always now, and I'd like to have it over my head to wipe my head of things that I don't want to know about anymore, because apparently if you wipe things with a cloth, it erases stuff. Hillary said so. She said that she swiped her whatever with a cloth.
Is that how it works?
Uh-huh. So I'm going to keep a cloth with me now for always and forevers, because if ever anything were to happen, like if I say something to somebody and I go, "Oh, I didn't mean to say that," I can take my handy-dandy cloth and go, "Woo, you did not hear what I just said." Because it'll erase their memory, right?
Exactly. That's totes how it works.
Yeah. Because Hillary said so. And if Hillary said so, then it must be true. Just
exactly.
Like video and people out for a walk, and difference does it make anyway. People of the world, I want to know, what is it going to take to get you to not vote for this woman? what I really I believe she's going down in flames under her own stupidity, but yet she still has this really strong following where like the media won't touch this with the 10-foot pole. They're not talking about her issues. They're not talking about how many crowds Bernie Sanders is drawing versus she. And I just have to put this in here because it's like, I'm actually worried that now I'm going to have to think about Trump as a viable candidate. He changed one of his rallies from a place that held 2,000 people to a football stadium that was supposed to hold only like 30,000, and 42,000 showed up. I don't know what to say about that.
Neither do I. Because I don't want to get completely derailed and go on the whole Trump thing.
No. But I'm just talking about candidates where you're like, no, they shouldn't be candidates like Hillary and Bernie Sanders and Trump. And then you're like, two of the three have a very big following.
Oh my goodness, like you wouldn't believe. Again, if you're on Twitter, wow, Project Pandemonium. Sanders, Trump, 2016. Whoop, whoop. All right.
It's crazy. But back to Hillary and her cloth swiping. I've had a chance to meet her, and I did meet her. At the time, I saw her as being very gracious. I still, at the time when I met her, I will still say she was very gracious. She met everybody that was there. More people showed up than was supposed to, and she stood her ground and stayed and waited till she met everybody. It was about 104 and like 30% humidity, and for Vegas, that's ridiculous. It was hot. It was just, but she waited and met everybody and was very gracious to people, let them take pictures, signed autographs. She was kind. And I will always remember that about her. And I will always say that about her. As crazy as she is and as dumb as she's being now, in that moment when I met her, I had the utmost respect for her. And I still do for the way she acted. It's tarnished now with the things that she has done since, like be Secretary of State but not understand what a private server in a house actually means. And to come out and say that she didn't, that they were sent to her, so she had no control over what was sent to her. Yeah, you're the head of the State Department. You don't think classified documents are going to be sent to you? What?
Oh, okay. I actually got to listen to Tony Cast's show Monday morning, which is a good way to start off the week, by the way, people. To really listen to his show. Somebody called in and said these aren't just like regular, like top secret classified things getting sent to her server. These are, I had this vision in my head because of the way the guy described it. If you've ever seen the movie Red, Bruce Willis had to go down into a basement, through a whole bunch of stuff, come to a safe where he had to, like, there was a, he had to open up a, I think he had to open up like one heavy duty door, and then he had to, there was a guy there and he had to do all the sign-in and stuff, and then they opened up another door to get into this vault where all these records are held. At the time they said, there was I forget the number. I want to say at least 60 of those were, just a second. I forgot how to see it. I want to say CSI, but I know that's wrong. Were those kind of classified documents where you have to go into the safe and only your eyes see this classified information. It's not even, it's beyond top secret classified. It's, you have to go to a safe to see this, and you got there, you know, so many things you have to do to get that done. And these are being sent over the interwebs to a server. That opens it up. Anytime you put anything on the web, you open it up to hackers. Doesn't matter how secure you think a server is. It is not. Everything on the web is open to hackers. Yep. That's why lead a boring life, people. You want to be safe from hackers? Lead a boring life. Do not have a good credit score. I mean, keep it fair so you can still get, you know, a credit card in the house sometime. But don't have a really good credit score because you're going to get hit. Leave a boring life. That's how you just have to live life now. Ta-da!
Yeah, well, it's so funny, you know, she talked about how secure the server was. Well, apparently the company that is trying to retrieve data from the server, who actually I think were the ones that set up the server to start with, so they're uniquely qualified to draw information off it after she wiped it with her cloth. They have backups. Ha ha. They have backups of everything. And it may be not too far in the future that they pull exactly what was sent to her over this. So here's the deal. If you set up a private server through an independent third party, they have access. And if they have access, hackers have access. And I believe we were recently hacked by the Chinese and the Russians.
Yes.
And they actually hacked into government databases and got all the information of anybody who's ever done a background check for the government. That means me. That means my husband. That means several of my friends because they're all military. And we're not talking just name, address, phone number. We're talking like blood type, total medical history, how you did on your background checks. They have all that information. Awesome. Thank you. Good job. Hackers will never get into a government site. Yeah, but they did. They did. So, Hillary, don't be a dumbass. Cooperate with what people are asking you to do. I will have more respect for you if you actually own up to the mistakes that you have made. And I understand that that could put you in a, what do I want to say, like a felonious type of position where prison is a very real possibility for you. But I would rather you be honest and go do that than lie through your teeth and play dumb. You're not that dumb. You didn't get where you are today by being that dumb. No. You married smart. You stayed married smart. You were able to swoop in and take a Senate seat. That was smart. You tried to become president. That was smart. You lost to a guy that was just stupid, and that was stupid. But he put you as Secretary of State. That was smart. And then ever since then, you've just become stupid. So how? Just stop. Just tell the truth. For once in your life, tell the truth. We know you're a habitual liar. We knew that back at Watergate. Yeah, how do we know that? Because you got fired. Why did you get fired? Because you were lying and deceitful.
So, of all places do you get fired from? The Watergate scandal.
Right? So, just try honesty. It's easier. It's so much easier because you don't have to remember what you told other people. Because if you're being honest, then you're telling the same story to the same people all the time. You never ever have to remember who you told what to.
True story.
So I'm just trying to simplify your life for you, Hills. That's all. And the pantsuits, oh dear God, please stop with the pantsuits.
Can we just, here's the best part. Her press conference, where she's talking about wiping the cervically, what color did she go with?
Felon orange. It was great. I'm like, really? Is this like your admission that you know you did something horribly wrong and you're just prepping for when you go to prison?
Here's the thing. I don't know if it was just she didn't think about it or it was the best trolling ever.
I think it was a subconscious choice, to tell you the truth. I think she knows she done wrong, and I think she knows everybody is hot on her heels, but she's going to play dumb. By the lie. That's the other meme that I really like. I did not have textual relations with that server. That cracks me up every time. But, Hillary, stop. Just tell the truth. It's easier.
It is.
I mean, it's hard to tell the truth sometimes because you know you've done wrong, but it's easier because you don't have to worry about who you told what to.
Exactly. Well, now speaking of people that have a hard time being truthful in their lives, let's talk about people on AshleyMadison.com.
Oh, okay. So,
now I got their stupid jingle back in my head. Screw you, FTR Radio, for keep playing that. Now I have the song in my head.
So Ashley Madison is an interesting website that their tagline is "Life is short, have an affair." So right there, you know what they're upfront about exactly what they're doing. Now, I happen to know somebody who had an Ashley Madison account. I was able to talk to them. They were very forthcoming about how this all works. So here's the deal. With Ashley Madison accounts, women do not have to pay to have an account. Men do. The majority of the female profiles out there apparently are pros looking for their next John. So basically, there's not very many women on Ashley Madison, from what I can gather. The men's accounts can go anywhere from $380 a year to $1,000 a year. I honestly do not know what you get for that amount of money. But here's the thing. Apparently, you wink at somebody on Ashley. Think of Facebook and the poke thing. It's the same concept. So you wink at somebody, and then they decide if they want to talk to you, and then it's through messaging on the actual website. And you can decide to take it off the website or whatever, I guess. I don't really know. Evidently, there's single men on there. There's also single women on there. Who knew? I'm like, really? Why? I don't understand. You feel so... anyway. So that's how the whole thing works. We found out this week that a very interesting individual had an account. Well, actually, we found out a whole lot of people had accounts because this hacker place got upset with Ashley Madison over something. I don't even know what, but they hacked Ashley Madison's database and took out a big old chunk of information like emails and names and profiles. And they held it for a while. Basically trying to blackmail the creators of Ashley Madison for something. I don't know what. But then they're like, aha, you didn't pay up, so here we go. And they released it to the public. The first account that has really made a public splash at this point is Josh Duggar. We all remember him. From 19 Kids
Congratulations, Josh!
I know. Woo! Yeah, way to be the first on the scene. It's awesome. Now, first reports were like, oh, it's not really his account. He didn't really have it, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, it's his. He has owned up to it. Apparently, he's had the account since 2004. So before he met his wife. And most recent activity was January of 2014. So 10 years at $1,000 a year is $10,000 by my calculations. That's a lot of money. And like okay, so the Duggar family is very, very interesting. The 19 kids and counting, blah, blah, blah. They're very fundamentalist, and they live kind of what I would call a very sheltered life. Sex is not talked about in their house, at least not in the respect of that it's a normal, healthy thing between two consenting adults, which is probably what led to a lot of Josh Duggar's behavior, allegedly molesting his sisters, and now the whole Ashley Madison. I'm sure there's going to be more fallout to this. I just am sure of it. I wonder how many senators are like, ooh, freaking out right now.
According to what I heard on the news, I haven't had a chance to look it up because I love my job. Honestly, I do, because it pays bills. It's the overtime. It's kind of killing me a bit because it's 6 days a week, people. But according to what I heard on the news, there was a few White House accounts, you know, because they were stupid and used like their work account, email accounts for Ashley Madison instead of using your private email. Here's the thing, people. You're allowed to have more than one email address. I have 3.
Mm-hmm.
I have one for all my what I give to, you know, to companies for like spam and all that, you know. So I go in and clean that out every few weeks. And then I have one that I give out to friends so I can get their email quicker. And then I have one for my blogging. You can do it. It's possible. Don't use your work address, you idiot, for this kind of thing. Todd.
Well, obviously, we're not dealing with rocket scientists here.
Oh my God. We're working with people. These are people who honestly need to start wearing helmets. Here's the thing. I am not for a lot of social programs. I am not. But you know what? I will stand behind one if we can give the special people of this world helmets so we could target, so we could just see them and we're like, okay, I'm not going to do business with this one because they got a helmet on. So they clearly don't understand some of the ramifications of things in the world.
Right. They can't see around the corner. They just see to here. So anyway, there's a couple different links. Like if you're worried, if you're listening to us, watching us, and you're worried that your account with Ashley Madison may have been made public, there's a couple different places where you can go. I don't know what they are right now. I had seen a couple links, whatever, where you can plug in your email address and see if it actually was released, if that was something that was. So you can do that and either breathe a sigh of relief when it comes up that it's not, or you can try to CYA when it comes up that it was. Yeah, Josh Duggar, I don't hate the man because I don't think he's 100% responsible for his behavior. What I would like to see is for him to get some really deep psychological help and move past where he is. That's what I want.
Because he has, I think, 3 kids now. I know at least one of them's on the way. I know he has 2, and I think there's one on the way if not born yet.
No, they have 4.
They 4 now? Holy crap.
4.
Either way, I feel for his wife. Because I don't know these people personally. But from what I see of her on TV, she seems like a nice gal. And she said, I came from a small family. I love the idea of having a big family, that kind of stuff. The only episode I watched with her in it, they were trying to get the kids to eat healthy, trying different things. But she just seems like she generally has a good heart. And now your husband, who you proclaimed love to, in front of everybody, just in less than a year's time, and I'm guessing she was pregnant through part of this, has come out, the news has come out and said he touched his sisters and one of the neighbor girls, and now has had an account on a cheating website for 10 years. That's a lot for a woman to take.
Well, and the thing that I am most distressed about is that we were, like, as a country as a whole, we had already moved past the whole molestation situation. Like, that had already kind of peaked and gone mostly away. Now, I know probably within the family and whatnot, there are still discussions and, like, hurt feelings and whatnot. And then, bam! He's in the middle of another thing. It's like, get us out of the headlines. That would be my big thing if I were her. I feel like, can we just be a family? Can we just do this? Can you stop? And then I would ask him directly, what else is going to come out? Because something happened. Did you actually go and have an affair with these women, or was it just over the internet? Tell me. I need to know now. Are there photographs that are out there? Is there a love baby somewhere that I don't know about? Tell me now. Be upfront with me and tell me now so that I am prepared for the next thing that's going to come out.
Right.
Because this girl, she's like, I partly blame myself. I'm like, oh, honey, no. I want to pat your head. No, it's not your fault. And she's got 4 babies and she's young, and no man is gonna take on a woman with 4 babies. No. So she's stuck. Yeah, cat, she's stuck. My cat just showed up to enter into the conversation. And I feel so bad. I feel so bad for her. My heart hurts for her because she's tied to this man who has so many issues, and they have daughters. I surely would never be leaving him alone with them once they hit like 8.
Right?
You don't get no more, no alone time, no daddy-daughter dates, because no.
Right? You brought up his family. Today, while I was shopping, I was in the checkout, and I just happened to see the People magazine cover of this week. I don't know if this was planned to be put out last week and it came, or this was quickly put together. His sisters were on the cover because one, the way that they wrote the headline, she's decided to leave the country. Well, from what I understand, the guy that she married is a missionary. So I'm going to guess, yeah, they're going out to the mission field with, whatever. Don't blame her. Get away from the TV cameras. She has her own life now. She's married. She has a kid. And the other one is pregnant and is trying to get away from the TV cameras. Again, do not blame her because you're trying to start a life. You know, got to have a family, and you don't want to keep having the same things being rehashed all the time. So
Right.
but I just thought, I'm like, really? I'm like, I don't know if it was planned out like last week's and they're going, oh, look, we have updates on what's going on. Or it's like, oh, quick, Josh Duggar is in the news again. Let's slap this together real quick. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I don't know, but either way, that family has been put through the ringer, and some of it's been rightfully so, and some of it I'm just like, you guys just leave them alone. Just let it go. Let them deal with what they need to deal with and move on with your happy little life. If you have to be so voyeuristic as to live and die by whatever the Duggars are doing, then maybe you're the one that needs help. I think I've watched half an episode of 19 Kids and Counting. The only reason that I know anything about the family is because they keep showing up in the news. That's it. That's what I know about them. I just want everybody to get the psychological help that they need and to move on and be happy.
Right.
You know, you're never going to be totally happy, but be comfortable with where you are and who you are. So that's Josh Duggar. Hey, this last one.
Oh, yeah, the last one. Got to save the best for last. The jokes alone are just beautiful. Sick, but beautiful.
So, who likes Subway?
I used to.
I do. We both do. We like Subway. Subway's awesome. Jared Fogle. Wow. So a couple months ago, the FBI raided his house and they took his computers on the pretense that they may contain child pornography. A person that was close to him was actually found to have child pornography on their computers, and that led to them going to the Fogle residence to take that stuff because kiddie porn is bad, folks. Bad, evil, bad. Like even amongst criminals, that's like the lowest of the low. They will beat you. So at the time when I read the headline, I was like, ooh, I hope that's just speculation. Ooh, creepy, no. And then there are some other things that came out about him having interesting texting conversations with a particular manager of a Subway branch and how icky those got, and I needed a shower or 4 after I got done reading that. And that kind of solidified to me that no, the FBI was absolutely right to raid his house, and I'm sure that they will find stuff. Oh boy, howdy. Not only did they find stuff on his computer, and a lot of stuff. People, why? What? Get a cloth. Wipe your server. So they find all this stuff on his computer. Well, then it comes to find out that he was paying. I need a shower for saying this. He was paying to have sex with underage prostitutes, which actually means that they were kidnapped girls and they're all part of this oh my gosh, it goes so deep. But anyway, 14 of them.
No, 20. 20.
Oh, now it's up to 20?
20 victims, and the youngest was 14.
Ew.
What happened is he would travel to New York, and he would have sex with like a 17-year-old and says, hey, do you have any friends that are younger? So then making that 17-year-old basically a pimp for the youngers. So yeah, he is a sick, twisted bastard.
Oh, but wait, bet you didn't know he's married. Oh, not for much longer.
And he has 2 kids.
2 kids. Awesome.
2 kids.
So she's filing for divorce. I don't see a problem with that being granted. He's going to go to jail, prison, for a very long time. He is making himself... Like, he put out a thing that he was gonna willingly pay the victims $100,000 each for their pain and suffering, but come to find out, that's not out of the goodness of his heart. That's something that is being like demanded of him to give to these girls. So he's not being Mr. Gregarious. He has to do this. He better never be let into general population. I am just going to say this man better never go into general population because he will be killed.
Yes. That was brought up on Tumblr earlier this week. Because people were upset. They're like, well, he's only, because at the time the news was saying he was only going to get 5 to 12 years. And they're like, well, justice needs to be served. I'm like, well, okay. I said, yeah, the jail time is going to be short. I said, but here's how it's going to go. I said, he's going to most likely be put into protective custody because if he's put into general population, number one, he's a D-list celebrity, so he has a target on his back. And then once they find out it's for child porn and, having sex with underage girls, that makes the target even bigger. I said, so he's most likely going to be put in protective custody, which I don't understand how that all works. From what I understand, you're pretty much in seclusion for the majority of the day. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, you're basically put, most people would reference it as the hole. It's solitary, and that's basically where he would be, is with a very select few people. He would only be moving in and out of his cell for showers and rec time, and that would be alone. No one would be with him. So yeah, it's a pretty severe thing, but better than death.
So you have that to look forward to for that 5 to 12 years, which when you have that much alone time, it messes with your head. So not only that, so these people are upset, oh, he's only having a short amount of time. Think about what kind of jail life you're going to have. And then when he comes out, he's not going to have a wife anymore. He's probably not going to be allowed to go anywhere near his children.
Nope.
And then who's going to hire him? He's going to have such a bad stigma on him. How is he going to get a job to survive? Yeah. So these people are like, justice must be served. He must be in jail for like the rest of his life. What kind of life is he going to have outside of jail, people? I'm like, look at the ramifications. I said, you guys are only looking at the jail sentence itself. You're not looking what's going to happen to him after. If right. He can even survive jail. As you said, if he's put in general population, he's gone. But solitary confinement's going to mess with his head. So who knows if he's going to be able to even survive that? I don't know the strength of his character, what's inside him. You know what I mean?
He'll likely end up, this is what usually happens is, he will likely end up as a revolving door in and out of jail, in and out of prison. He'll revert back to his old behaviors unless he can get some really strong psychological care when he's in prison. And believe me, he won't. He'll get a pat on the head and hug a thug care, but he's not going to get the deep, like driving down deep into his psyche care that he needs. And he does need it. And I really do believe that if he got the right psychological care, that he could actually live a decent and normal life. But he's not going to get it in jail, and then he won't have access to that kind of care once he leaves. And So for that, I feel bad for him, but you brought it upon yourself, buddy.
Right.
You had money, and you didn't have to work real hard to get that money. And money changes people. Suddenly, things that were verboten become available because you have the money to do so.
Actually, from what I understand, back in college, when he was a fatty 2x4 and weighed like, what, 400 pounds or whatever, he was the college smut peddler. If you wanted the good porn, you went to Jared.
Well, it's probably how he got people to like him. I mean, but I just... he's creepy. That's creepy. That's ew. Take a shower, creepy.
Here's the thing. If your dick is that tiny, you have to go after little girls to be able to get off. You have so many issues. I'm sorry. Because I'm going to track off a bit from the Jared Fogle and just for the sex trafficking. You are sick if that's... Because I remember, was it like last year they showed a video. They did a computer model of an 8-year-old girl, and I want to say Thailand. I'm not exact, but an Asian country. They, set her up to, and they had somebody voice her so so she could interact with these people. 8 years old, and you had older men trying to solicit her for sex. I'm like, oh, because here's the thing. I'm 30. I'm not 30, but I'm in my 30s. I couldn't imagine having sex with somebody that's already like in their 60s because old man balls. I mean, when I'm closer to 60 years old, I'm not going to care because my boobs will be about as far down as their balls will be, so we'll be like the same. But ew, yuck, no, wrong, naughty.
Yes, very naughty.
It's one of those things. The sex trade itself, people are starting to find out just how big it is. A lot of people think it's only overseas that this happens. I had it. It's not people. There was a story that came out not that long ago from where I live. Girls were kidnapped about half hour away from my house and then driven past on the highway, driven past where I live to go to a bigger city that's about 20 minutes. So the girls aren't even an hour away from their house, but they've never been to the city. So when they're dropped, they don't know where they're at, don't know how to get contact parents to let them know where they are. So it's not even like they were brought far away from their house. We're talking within an hour's drive, and depending on how you drive on the highway will depend on how fast you get there. That's how the sex trade. This is part of how it works. They were kidnapped from one town. Not even they're in the same. Oh no, they changed area codes. I was going to say they're in the same area code. No, they're not. But they're not that far from home. Like if they even walked, it would only take them like a day to get home. If they started in the morning. That's what kills me. And then my friend who works on helping girls get out of the sex trade and sex lifestyle, she helps hookers, prostitutes, and people that's in the sex trade. She tries to help them get out. There was websites that exploited these young girls also, and she's trying to help get those shut down. It's wrong. You people are gross if you have to use those websites. If you can't go to a bar and pick up the drunk chick at 1:30 in the morning to have sex with you, maybe you should start doing something about your face or your personality, because there are chicks out there that if you just buy them a drink and smile, they'll have sex with you.
Yep.
You don't have to go after little girls. Leave the little girls alone. Gross Josies.
Yeah. Please leave them alone. It perpetuates this sex trafficking, and I just my daughters are the ages that we're talking about, and it terrifies me because in Vegas they just broke up a big sex trafficking ring here in Vegas. I think there were 24 girls that they rescued.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a huge bust. And that's just here. That's just, and you know they didn't get all of them. You know they didn't.
No.
You know. So that's, and my girls are here. So I keep tabs on them. I'm not a helicopter mom, but I definitely know where they are and what they're doing and who their friends are. Keep them close.
Understandable.
So
heck yeah.
Are we over?
Back to Jared Fogle. Back to Jared Fogle.
Yeah.
Being the Dumas that he's here's, like you said, he was getting money as an easiest job in the world. You didn't even have to stay thin. That's the part that gets me. He said, yeah, I lost over 200 pounds eating 2 Subway sandwiches a day. Look at me. And then he didn't even have to keep the weight off to keep the freaking contract. If you paid attention, the last Subway commercial he had with them before they pulled all his stuff, it was animated. Why? Because the fatty was gaining weight. He had moobs. Like he was going to Barney Frank size boobs. It's like, how do you screw that up? You have the money. If all else fails, you can go get liposuction, get rid of the titties. I'm like, really?
Yeah, he really screwed himself. He had a perfect job, looks like a very kind wife and nice lifestyle, and could have just been happy with that. I mean, but apparently he wasn't. He had other urges and desires that are kind of weird.
Oh my goodness. I would be more forgiving of him. Here's the thing. Because child porn, there is no forgiveness. None. I don't care. If he wanted to go to like a BDSM club, I would be way more forgiving of that. Let your freak flag fly. You like being hit on your butt with a I forgot what it was called.
A flog.
Okay, well, I wasn't gonna go with a flog. I was thinking of
a riding prop.
No, table tennis paddle.
Oh, a paddle. Okay.
Paddle. I'm like, if you want to get your head on the butt with it, I'm fine with it. Same thing with flogging or riding crops or whatever tickles your fancy. All right, I'm with ya. Gotcha. That's your. If that helps you, go for it. Little girls, nope. Little boys, no. Get.
Yeah.
Like my friend told me once. He's like, here's the line. You not only crossed it, you took a taxi cab down to Cape Canaveral, got on a rocket ship. You went shot past the moon and now leaving Milky Way, and you're heading to Andromeda. Probably going to pass that into a black hole. That's how far you done crossed the line.
Yep. There's a difference between consenting adults having some sort of sexual relationship and an adult using power and brute force to get what they want from a child.
Yeah.
Huge. Massive. That's why I don't care about the Ashley Madison stuff so much. If your marriage is on the rocks and that's what you're doing to make it, that's between you, your wife, and whatever floozy you're picking up on Ashley Madison. I don't care. Whatever. Do what you got to do. That's consenting adults. You're going to hurt somebody in the long run. That sucks. But what Jared Fogle is doing, that hurts so many people that those girls are damaged.
Yeah.
Forever.
And the thing that hurts me the most, my friend who helps with the sex trafficking, she helped get a law passed here in Michigan. Because these girls get started in this when they're young and they don't get to finish their school education. They don't get to learn any discernible skills. So when they get when they get older and they're no longer used in that circle, they age out. Now they're put out in the world. So the only thing that they know is prostitution, and they get picked up on prostitution charges and burglary and, drug charges, all the, and they never get a chance at life. And one of the things that she tried to help pass is if these girls were part of the sex trade and have this kind of record, the record gets expunged so they can go and fill out a job application and not have that on their record anymore. So they're able to get a life.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things people don't think about. Yeah, on one hand, yeah, they're mentally damaged. You can't fix that kind of scarring.
No.
You cope with it. You try your best to go on. But then you have the legal ramifications because they do get picked up for different charges. Mm-hmm. Because I'm sorry, you have to, the coping mechanism for most of the sex trade workers is drugs. Because I'm sorry, if you have that, because a lot of the people that you do this are not pretty people. They're ugly and they're so you need the drugs to cope. So now you get picked up, you got that charge on you. How are you supposed to have a life afterwards? It's not fair to these girls. And I wish more states would pick up that kind of law. Yep.
Yeah, it's it's terrible. It's awful. And when you have somebody like Jared Fogle, who is a spokesperson for a major corporation, engaging in behavior that perpetuates this entire cycle, it's just,
it's upsetting.
It's awful. And all jokes aside, because there are a lot of sick but relatively funny memes that are out there regarding Jared going to jail, prison. He needs help, and these girls that he hurt are going to need help, and their families are going to need help. And yeah, $100,000, okay, whatever. That to me, that's guilt money, and I wouldn't take it. I would probably give it to an organization that was near and dear to my heart. But some of it they might need to use for psychological care, because these girls are young enough that there is hope that they could start to lead normal lives. But sex is never going to be normal for them, ever. No. And their husbands to be are going to have to be just saints. They're just going to have to be saints, because they're going to have to deal with recoiling and very slow process, probably even after they're married, of, okay, you can kiss me, but you can't undress me. You can do, whatever steps that the girl is comfortable with. Or they're going to go the complete other extreme, like you said, and just go into prostitution, because now that's all they know.
Yeah.
So that's two roads I am grateful I never traveled down, and I hope my girls never ever have to travel down them either. So that's it.
So yay, we're leaving on such a high note.
Woo! But remember, people, remember the cloth, wipe, and things go away. Okay? Hillary said so. Must be true.
Must be true.
Must be true. So anyway, if you take issue with anything that I said, you think I'm not factual, you think I don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and hit me up on Twitter at InDepthGirlism. I will answer you back. I will. I always do. So Or underneath this video, or at Elementary Politics, or on our Facebook page at Maid Dames.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it. If you would like to talk about how awesome my new haircut is, get me at Beautify Wings on the Twitters, or if you have a Tumblr account, Pope Sparkles. That's where I is. So yeah.
All right.
Till next time. Bye.
Bye.